Al Arabiya reported on Friday morning, June 12th, citing its sources that the draft final terms of the agreement, guys, when they say agreement, they're talking about the MOU, not the deal. Terms of the agreement between the US and the Islamic Republic includes extending the ceasefire for 60 days and opening the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so opening the Strait of Hormuz is in our favor. The Strait of Hormuz is not the blockade. Okay, opening the Strait of Hormuz is what the Islamic Republic is blocking, not what the United States is blocking. So, according to Al Arabiya sources, negotiators will work during these. Let me actually show it. Like, let's read it while I show it to you guys here. So we could analyze this together, right? Yeah, Al Arabiya reported on Friday morning, June 12th, citing its sources that the draft final terms of the agreement between the U.S. and the Islamic Republic include extending the ceasefire for 60 days and opening the Strait of Hormuz. That's good. We want the blockade to be there, but the Strait of Hormuz needs to be open. So, guys, remember the blockade is not the U.S. blockade is at the Gulf of Oman, and it's being enforced on Iranian ports. Basically, any ships that are leaving Iranian ports, they either stop them as they're trying to leave the Gulf of Oman, or they hunt them down, even if they go as far as the Indian Ocean, right? So, according to Al Arabiya sources, negotiators will work during these 2 months to reach a permanent political solution. The sources added that the nuclear talks will focus on verification mechanism, inspection procedures, and future restrictions, and that highly enriched uranium will also be discussed during this period. So basically, we have achieved nothing so far. According to Al Arabiya sources, the US will facilitate access to some of the frozen assets of the Iranian government and will pursue the reduction of lifting of some. Yeah, there is no removal of blockade here. Some sanctions with the framework of the agreement. The sources also said that freedom of navigation will be restored based on the agreement between the US and the Islamic Republic, and talks on Lebanon and regional security will continue. So, guys, basically what we have, if any of this is true, is that this is the here. These are the red lines of United States. These are the red lines of the Islamic Republic. And none of them have moved closer to each other, and all we're doing is we're going to be talking about them, like we're going to agree on talking about how fucking far away we are, right, on making a deal. So we're trying to come up with an agreement. Okay, so this, again, remember, guys, they're not coming to an agreement to bring these together. They're coming up with an agreement. The MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding, is the United States and the Islamic Republic coming to an agreement so that they could come up with a framework to talk about bringing these together for another 60 fucking days. It means that these red lines, these conditions have not moved one bit. And they're not agreeing on bringing these together. They're agreeing on the framework on talking about it for another 60 days. That's what they're agreeing on.
While the Islamic Republic bleeds out economically, and you guys assume that when they mean ceasefire, that means like no one's shooting. They're going to keep on doing it. Like we saw escalations. It's going to happen again and again and again. The Islamic Republic is going to get weaker and weaker and weaker. Here's the thing. We're not wasting the 60 days in server. They're wasting the 60 days. What is the Islamic Republic going to do? Can they leave? Can they pack up and go? Can they give up the uranium? They can't do anything. They're going to bleed out dry. They can't pay their own people. People are going to get more pissed at them inside the regime. They're going to get weaker and weaker and weaker.
So look at this. So why the fuck are we wasting 60 days? I mean, because this is the most cost efficient for the United States to keep hurting the Islamic Republic. I mean, they're hurting because of the blockade. I mean, potentially that's why, without spending any money on military operations. And you're saying, and giving regime money. The money that the regime is losing every day because of the blockade is astronomically higher. Like how much revenue is oil revenue is Islamic Republic losing because of the blockade? It's like what they're giving them is pocket change compared to what they're losing.
Yeah, even if you gave him $3 billion, that's 6 days worth of money.
Right. It's like me burning down your house and then paying you for broken glasses, like you're breaking your window, basically.
And so, guys, the point isn't to have the 60 days weaken the regime so that they survive, right? Like, they will survive if nothing happens, if we don't, like, go on full out strikes. But when they survive, they're surviving. They're not living, right? So there's a difference between living and surviving. And they're going to be so much weaker in just 2 more months of this if that's the path that Trump is going. I am not saying I'm making the decisions and I'm saying let's go for another 60 days. I'm saying that's what's happening. This is what it means. These are the effects. The regime will be much weaker. The United States will be much stronger. That's a fact. Am I frustrated? Yeah. But again, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Okay. I wonder, there's the second super chat is for you, Eddie, but let me actually go for the first one. Karen is saying, won't all the boom booms and the ships leaving the strait cause the regime supporters to go against the regime harder? Well, the boom booms, no, the boom booms actually make the regime. Okay, it depends, because some regime supporters are frustrated that the Islamic Republic is not responding hard enough to the explosion, to the attacks. But at least when you have war, there is an external enemy that unites some regime supporters, right? And that takes attention away from some of the infighting, right? But here's the thing. But if you're United States and you're seeing it's working, your Operation Economic Fury and the blockade is working, like why would it, like, put yourself in the position of an American first, perspective. Like, why would I risk my soldiers and spend so much money for military operations if this thing is like, I'm looking at it every day, and every day it's weaker than the day before it. Let's just see where this goes, right? That might be the perspective of the Americans. Why would I do something that will bring oil prices higher and bring gas prices up in the United States, right before the midterms, if I'm watching this and I can note it and see that they're getting weaker without that much of an effort?
Speaking of oil prices,
Oh, it dropped, yeah.
do we count futures, crude oil futures?
I mean, it is an indication of what the market thinks is going to
Trying to
happen,
find
right?
it better. I mean, actually, it doesn't matter. It looks like they're all the same.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.